Stephen skulked upstairs and proceeded to call her and tell her that he was not going to call her. Then I think he told her he loved her and apologized for calling and told her that he would call her back. Here I am thinking, man, oh man, this guy could eat a free breakfast. But lo and behold, not only did she not run screaming, but she instituted a Wednesday-only weekly meetup. Just to keep things light. After all, she just extracted herself from one situation and was wisely suspect of falling into another with a guy who had fallen in love before he even knew the color of her couch. However, she bought in. My little weevie pulled his own move, and she bought in. Even if only marginally at first. Fortunately for me, the rational thought lasted all of about 3 weeks before they were spending 95% of their time together. The 3 weeks was torturous for Joanna and I as Steve attempted to dissect their evening and figure out all the hidden meanings behind each sentence for the other 6 days of the week.
Oh yeah.
And as an aside, we're now shifting to present time here. I got to tell you guys that since Steven has really run with the idea that he understands relationships, if any of you ever get a chance to have Steve Todd give you relationship advice, with or without your significant other in the room, consider your relationship in serious jeopardy. I realize that stepmom Margaret has helped many folks, and God bless her for being able to do that, and quite obviously Steve attempted to pick up on some of that, but somehow managed to fail so miserably in the delivery that it actually nearly launched me into my second divorce barely months after the birth of my first baby. He managed to stir up a fight that was long forgotten and then hit the bricks and left me scrambling to remember my side of a 3-week-old fight. And I think Brendan may have a couple stories he could add to that later if... Anyway, no, we'll shift back now. I'm not going to bore you all with the details after the initial courtship because now we've moved into the romance stage of the game and I would quite obviously be way out of my league. And I don't want to steal the thunder from Steve's latest work of art, his soon-to-be-released unauthorized autobiography set to launch in 2013. And I hope you'll all grab an autographed hardcover of this little gem called A Girl Named Gary. The story of a confused man-child finding his way through the tumultuous shenanigans and tomfoolery that a 30-something single divorcee encounters when striking out alone in the big city. Long title, Steve, I told you. It'll be an interesting read, though, I promise. But if you're not into long dramas, keep your eyes peeled in 2014 for his little bathroom book of idioms and cliches called Actually, Angela, You Can Make Chicken Salad Out of Chicken Shit Just by Adding Mayo. Now this one's a little more lighthearted and it's a must-have for all the fans of Steve's seemingly unending stream of sayings. Okay, so now I move to a serious note. I think everybody knows Angela and Steve, or as my little fella calls them, Auntie Steve and Uncle Angela. Can attest to the fact that really there was never any doubt that they were in it for the long haul. The first time I noticed her not break gaze during one of Steve's really long and boring wine toasts, I knew she was a goner. They have a great deal of respect for one another, and they know how to treat each other, and they know how to treat all of us. They're a pile of fun to be around. Luckily for me, Steve opened up the bidding on my house across the street from him at $40K over ask before I could even open my mouth, so I get to be around them more than most. But as best friends and neighbors, we could not have done better, and we could not be happier for them here today. Unless, of course, the wine was $3 a glass all night, but I mean, you can't have everything. I think I can speak for everybody when I say that our lives are better because you guys are in it. You don't need luck, but we'll all wish it to you anyway. And I'd ask everybody to raise a glass to our friends Steve and Angela. And like you always say, Stephen, life is not a destination, Gregory. It's a journey. There's no two better people suited to make it together. We all love you both, despite your many faults. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Steve and Angela Mosier.
Figure out the whole thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Medieval. Oh my God. Medieval cotton. I should have brought that up. What about medieval cotton? I'm afraid of the red word. Medieval cotton.